Well, good morning, students. 39 have joined so far. Yes. How are you all?
Sir, you?
I'm fine. How about you? You have to tell. What were we dealing in our last class? Uh, Wait for a minute. I am just setting my things there. Okay, now it's good. Now am I clearly visible to you people and audible too? Please reply. Because I was not getting your chats
Yes,
earlier.
sir.
Yes, 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 yes. Very good, very good. How is my voice? Is it audible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Fine, good. Yes. What were we studying in our last class? What was the name of the lesson what we were studying in our last class? Anybody? Aditya Revankar is on fire, it seems. He has shown the fire mark in front of his roll number. Yes, Aditya. Okay, what were we studying in our last class? Let me recollect everything. I even shared a video to you people in our WhatsApp group in the night yesterday, though it was very late. Exactly 11:30 to be specific, more than 11:30. I had shared a video to you people regarding what we have done in the previous class. That was on Friday, I think, right? Friday or Thursday. It has been a long gap since then. Okay, let me recollect then. Please tell me, where was I? Have I finished with the Romeo's dialogues or have I finished with Juliet's dialogues?
The Romeo dialogues is finished, sir.
Romeo dialogues are finished. Okay, good.
Yes, sir.
Anybody else? Anybody else? You can use chat box too, right? If you want to, you can use chat box too. So 50 are present now. Okay, one more thing. See, listen, all of you carefully. Those who want to leave the group, I'm just warning them. Why? Because see, the thing I have already informed you people that your roll numbers will be recorded. That is why I have asked you people to put your roll number in front of your name, and we will generate the attendance sheet as soon as every class is done. And there you will find your roll numbers, and we will record the same thing as the attendance. Is that clear? And it will show that how many percentage you were available in the class, like 5%, 1%, 2%, 10%. I hope you are getting my point there. If you just join in and leave the class, that's good for you. I don't mind. But your attendance will be recorded as only 1% of the class. And if you are going for 30 minutes out of my 40 minutes, then it will be 70%. Is that clear? Even that percentage of your availability in the class will be recorded. So be careful and do whatever you want to do. There is no issue. I am not forcing you people to stay, or neither I am forcing you people to leave. Right? My thing was to tell you people what we are going to do, and I have told you. Enjoy your life. Okay. As far as previous class is concerned, regarding Juliet's dialogues, okay. Uh, Romeo's dialogue, I have said, I have even narrated the story. Where was the story? Where did it end in the last class? Yes. Where did my story end? Where did I end the story in the last class? Anybody?
Sir, Juliet's cousin got to know that they have married secretly, and he and uh, Romeo's friends got to know that his cousin is about to take action, and they had already said the thing to Romeo, sir.
Yes. So here, Tybalt, Juliet's cousin, he's bloodthirsty of Romeo and his friends there. Romeo is unaware of all these things that what had happened in Caplet's house. Romeo is roaming in the city of Verona, where he finds Mercutio and Benevolio, right? Name of those friends of Romeo or cousins of Romeo, we can call them as. So he meets them. He was supposed to meet them, and in between they are interrupted by Tybalt. who instigates a fight, a sword fight. Right, it happens there, and in that fight, Tybalt kills Mercutio. I think I can't remember the exact thing what had happened there, who killed whom, but one of the Montagues is killed. That enrages Romeo, and Romeo indulges in a sword fight with Tybalt, and Tybalt is killed. Tybalt is Juliet's cousin, and Romeo's cousin is also killed. Juliet's cousin is also killed. So Romeo escapes out of the city of Verona. On the same day, in the morning, he has married with Juliet. Remember, in the morning, he had married with Juliet, and the same afternoon, there is a sword fight happening where one of the Mercutio, one of the Capulets is killed, and one of the Tablets is killed. Sorry, wait for a minute. One of the Montagues is killed, and one of the Capulets is killed. And Romeo, to escape the punishments, he runs away from the city of Verona. He has married Juliet in the morning. In the evening, he is not there in the city of Verona. What was the plan? Plan was to run away. Who all? Romeo and Juliet together had to run away from the city of Verona. And now Juliet is unaware of all these happenings. All these things are not known to Juliet. Juliet is waiting for Romeo. She thinks that it will be the night time when Romeo comes and she will go with Romeo. So she is waiting for her night. That's how the dialogue starts here. Look at the dialogues. Come night, come Romeo, come thou day night. For thou wilt lie upon the wings of night, whiter than new snow on a raven's back. Come, gentle night, come, loving black browed night. Give me my Romeo, and when I shall die, and when I shall die, take him and cut him out in little stars, and he will make the face of heaven so fine that all the world will be in love with the night and pay no worship to the garish sun. These are the dialogues of Juliet. Now let us see one by one. What is the first line saying here? Come night, come Romeo, come thou day night. Juliet is wishing that the night must come because Romeo has said that he will meet her only in the night. That's why Juliet is calling the night to come. Right? Come night. And then she is requesting the Romeo to come. Why? Why Romeo should come? Because she says Romeo is like a day in the night. He is brighter than the day. Moon is not bright for her. What is bright for her? Romeo is bright for her. So she is requesting Romeo to come. Come night, come Romeo. Come thou, you. Thou means you. Come thou, day and night. And how will he come? For thou wilt lie upon the wings of night. You are coming here, lying, sleeping in a way, but gliding, we can call it as. For thou wilt lie upon the wings of night. How will you come? Night brings you. That's what it says. Thou wilt lie, you come floating on the wings of the night in that darkness, uninterrupted, undamaged. Nobody is going to stop you if it is night. That's why she is requesting Romeo to come at night. Thou wilt lie upon the wings, floating in the night, he will come. So she is requesting the night to come. First, let the night come, and then in that night, let Romeo come, she says. Come night, come Romeo, come thou day and night. Then how is Romeo for her? See, look at the previous lines. Where Romeo was expressing the beauty of Juliet. He said, she looks like a rich jewel in Ethiopia's ear. She is brighter than the fire. And then he has also mentioned her as a snowy dove, right? How Juliet has compared the beauty of, how Romeo has compared the beauty of Juliet. Now, how Juliet is comparing here? Juliet says to Romeo, whiter than new snow on a raven's back. How is his color? How is his charm? How is his physical appearance? He appears whiter than a new snow. New snow refers to what? The snow which has fallen just now, right? Fresh one. In European countries, we find snowfall. In India, it is very rare. But if you visit the Shimla or something like Himalayan regions, you will find snowfall there, right? So if a black bird, raven refers to a black bird, velvet type structure it has got, velvety skin it has got, very soft, very black, very dark velvet color raven is. So if a white snow falls on that black colored bird, what will shine brighter? Bird will shine brighter or the snow will bright? Snow will be brighter. Type your messages. What will be brighter? Anybody? Snow, right? Yes, very good. Amit, Sandhya, yes, Deepika, Megha, yes, good. I'm getting your answers, right? Good, thank you. So snow will be brighter. That's how she says. You are brighter like a new snow on a raven's back. Come, gentle night. Come, loving black broad night. She's requesting the night to come and she is praising it. Hoguludu, praising. Come, gentle night. You are very gentle. You are very soft. You are very attractive. You are very innocent. I love you. That's what she says to the night. Come, gentle night. Come, loving black broad night. Black broad. Black broad refers to the black brow refers to youth, right? The charm, the young age of that night there, because she is young, because Romeo is young, because their marriage is young. That's why that night is young. That's why she refers to it as a black broad night. Come, gentle night. Come, loving black broad night. Give me my Romeo, and when I shall die, take him and cut him out into little stars. So she's requesting the night there. Don't take him when I am alive. You have to give Romeo till I am dead. Let Romeo be with me till I am dead. Because I don't want to miss him. Because I don't want to live without him. So only after my death, only when I die, what she wants, the night to take Romeo. And what is there? The next line. Take him and cut him out in little stars. What is this little stars is referring here? Little stars. Stars are immortal. Have you seen stars dying? No, not like scientifically I am speaking of. But generally, you find some stars fixed, ever fixed they are, like the pole star, Dhruvatare, right? Have you seen them dying? Have you seen our sun dying? At least, sun is a star, isn't it? Have you seen our sun dying?
No, sir.
No, sun will never die. Stars will never die. As of the concepts of the Victorian life, Victorian age, it's how it is interpreted, right? So interpreted that stars are never dying. Stars will be constant. Stars will be forever. That's why she says, take him and cut him out into little stars and decorate him. Place him in the sky. Let that sky be illuminated, she says. Take him and cut him out into little stars. He will make the face of heaven so fine. Face of heaven refers to sky. Night sky is face of heaven here, right? Face of heaven means sky. Take him and cut him out into little stars, and he will make the face of heaven so fine that all the world will be in love with the night. Everybody in this world, what they will do? They will start loving the night because they don't want the heat of the sun. She says, my lover, my Romeo is so bright, so attractive, so charming that he will attract people towards him. Even after my death, let him be the star in the sky, which will grasp the attention of the people. And what people will do? And people will pay no worship to the garish, bright, burning sun. People will not pay worship to the sun. They will pay worship to my Romeo. They will start loving my Romeo. They will worship him like a god. They will pray him like a god. So let my Romeo be a star after my death. Till I am alive, let Romeo be with me. And after my death, let Romeo be a star shining, guiding the people towards the love in the sky, she says. That is how the dialogue ends here, Juliet's dialogue, right? So let me stop here for some time. Please go through the poem. If you have any doubts, then do ask me in chat box, or you can unmute yourself and speak. I will wait for you. I will give you 2 minutes. If you don't have any doubts, type Y. Any doubts? I will be waiting for you people. Everybody, if you have any doubts, please ask. If you don't have any doubts, then type Y in the chat box. I'm getting your answers. I'm looking at them. Don't worry. Good. Okay then. So as of now, Romeo is not present. Juliet is waiting for Romeo. We don't know where is Romeo, or do we? Juliet don't know where is Romeo, and Juliet is waiting for Romeo, right? So Juliet is disappointed. Let me continue the story now. Okay, as the poetry part is over, let me finish off to a logical end. Let me bring this lesson to a logical end, because only two sets of dialogues are not enough for us to study the whole lesson, right? So yes, Romeo is not there in front of Juliet, where he was supposed to be on that night. Why? Because there has been a quarrel. Tybalt is killed. Mercutio is killed, and Flair Lawrence has married them, but Romeo has escaped the city without Juliet, and Juliet is waiting for Romeo. Right. Next day morning, she comes to know all these things, what had happened on the previous day, on the day of their marriage, and she requests Fair Lawrence to help her once again, one more time. Fair Lawrence must help you. He says, okay, then I have got a plan. They have hatched a plan now. What is the plan? I will give you a potion, not poison, potion. Potion is something like medicine, right? Magical medicine, which will make you to sleep like a dead body for 24 hours. Okay. And what your family will think? Your family will think that you have committed suicide and they will bury you. And inside that tomb, I will request Romeo to come and meet you. And just by meeting Romeo, you meeting Romeo there in the tomb, you can live your life afterwards. You can escape from the city of Verona, go somewhere and live happily. That was the plan, right? As I have told you earlier also, that if everything goes on plan, then it will not be a tragedy. Here, Juliet gets that potion, not poison, potion. And she drinks it. And she is now sleeping death. She is sleeping like a dead body. No sense at all. There is a lamentation. They are crying. They are, cursing each other. Then they take that dead body to the tomb. They bury her inside the Juliet's tomb. And Fair Lawrence has written this in a letter to Romeo, that we have done a plan here. You have to come in the night and you have to take her with you. She will be alive after that, and everything is told. But unfortunately, there's a thing that the news of the death of Juliet reaches Romeo before the Fair Lawrence's letter. Okay, so Fair Lawrence has written the letter, but it doesn't reach him. And before it could reach him, he has received the news of the death of Juliet, and he hurries towards the tomb of Juliet to look at her, to talk with her, to be with her, at least for last one time, right? And in the night, when he is supposed to enter the tomb of Juliet, he finds Paris. Who is Paris? Anybody? Who is Paris?
That was
Sir.
Juliet was the first.
Yes. Who is Paris? I am not listening to you people properly.
Sir, Juliet 6.
Juliet was the first.
He is not Juliet X. No. Sorry, you
Nephew of
confused yourself.
governor.
Not would be. He was supposed to marry her. See, there was no
Married.
fixing of marriage. right? King's nephew he is, and he had a proposal for Juliet's marriage. Juliet had not accepted it. You cannot call him as Juliet's would be, right? You cannot call him as Juliet's relative. You cannot call him as anybody relating to Juliet. But he was in love with Juliet. That's the different thing. Triangular love story. It is Romeo, Paris, and Juliet, right? So Paris is also disappointed. One way Romeo is disappointed, other way Paris is disappointed, and Paris is trying to protect the dead body of Juliet by giving watch to her tomb. He is disheartened in a way, and he's there. Not exactly he is watching her, he is not like a watchman, but he wanted to pay her tribute, his tributes to the dead body of Juliet. And he had entered the tomb of the Juliet in the night. And when he was supposed to go out of the tomb, he sees Romeo entering into the tomb of Juliet. There is a quarrel again in between the Paris and Romeo there. Paris said all these things, the death of Juliet and the tragedy what had befallen the city, it is all because of Romeo. And there is a heated argument between Romeo and Paris. And that argument turns out to be a quarrel, a duel fighting with the swords. There is a duel between Paris and Romeo. And Romeo kills Paris here. Now the third dead body, right? One is Mercutio, Tybalt, and now the third dead body belongs to Paris before he could meet Juliet. Paris is killed. He enters the tomb of Juliet. He sees the dead body. He wants to touch her. He wants to talk with her. But he can't because it's a dead body. He said, all these things I have done because I wanted to marry you. I wanted to be with you. And now you are dead. Why should I live? That's how he takes a poison bottle which he has brought with him, and he drinks that poison. And he is supposed to die. And he says, let me kiss my love for the last time because I'm going to die now. And she is dead. And that is how, before he dies, he kisses Juliet, and his kiss brings life back into the Juliet's body. But before she could awake from her death sleep, Romeo is dead now. And when Juliet opens her eyes, what does she see? She sees the dead body of Romeo in front of her. All these things she did for Romeo. 4 people have been killed for their love now. 3 dead bodies at least. Now the 4th one is Romeo himself. Juliet decides, what is my life without Romeo then? Why should I live if Romeo is not living? So she takes the dagger out of Romeo's body, which he was carrying. He stabs herself with the Romeo's dagger, and she too is killed. Next day morning, the Caplet's family and the Montague's family, they know that these things have happened. There are dead bodies inside the tomb, outside the tomb, and they lament, they weep for their mistakes. And then they stop their enmity forever. But what did they achieve? They achieved 2 dead bodies of true lovers, 14 years of age, 18 years of age. Paris is dead. Tybalt is dead. Mercutio is dead. And for what all? All these things just for the sake of pride, just for the sake of family, prestige, and other things. But that is one way of how we are looking at the story. But at the same time, we should not forget that these are 2 young lovers, right? Teenage lovers. Their immature decisions, their life, they are risking their lives, right? So ಬಿಸಿ ರಕ್ತ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ ನಾವು ಕನ್ನಡದಾಗ. 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 ಹದಿಹರೆಯದ ವಯಸ್ಸು. Englishನಾಗ we call them as teenagers, right? So this is not the age to fall in love with. That's what I had asked to people on my first class. What is the age to fall in love with? Teenage is not the age to fall in love with, that's for sure, right? There are different things. Romeo had attraction. Juliet had love. Juliet's love is more passionate because she speaks of life, death, and life after the death, whereas Juliet is seen as an object of beauty for Romeo. Juliet is not looking the Romeo the same way how Romeo looked at Juliet. Comparisons are there, contrasts are there, right? Romeo's evaluation of Juliet's beauty is materialistic, worldly, earthly, whereas Juliet compares Romeo to stars, to heavenly things, right? Life after death and other things Juliet is speaking of. Two different ideas, infatuation and love. Earlier it was infatuation, and then it was converted into a love. Look at Romeo. Romeo's quest for Rosalind. He was lamenting. He was crying. He was weeping. Right? Why was he weeping? Because Rosalind has not written him any letters back in despite of his multiple love letters. And he enters the house of Caplets to find Rosalind, and he looks at Juliet. Then they fall in love with each other. Why I'm telling all these things is that the human mind is not constant. Romeo's mind was not constant. It was it was fluctuating. It was jumping from one thing to another thing, right? It was like a bee moving from a flower to flower. Hope you are getting my points here. But Juliet's love was not like that. She saw him for the first time. She fell in love with him for the first time. She died for that love. How perspectives change, how you people look at the things, and how things are different, right? So that is how these two set of dialogues, these two dialogues have been introduced to us to see or to make us understand what is real life, how things change when we look at them from other point of view. One must not take it for granted. One must not take it as it is, right? You have to go with other angles. You have to go with other sides of the story. You have to go with other angles of your life. Look at it standing out of the life, whether you are doing the right thing or the wrong thing. If these two people have stopped at some point of time, evaluated themselves, went through the pros and cons, then the things would not have the way it had happened, right? That's why Romeo is remembered. That's why Juliet is remembered. Why? Not because they were lovers, but their death must be guiding spirit for everybody. Why did they die? You have to remember their death. How did they die? What all things played their role in the death of these two lovers? And if those lovers have met such a fate, then what about us poor human beings? We are not Romeos, we are not Juliets, are we? That is pity and fear, right? That is a pity and fear. Catharsis effect. I had told you people while I was speaking in my first class. Catharsis, which creates pity and fear in us, right? What is pity? Look at those poor souls, poor children. They are just 14 and 18. If this thing has happened to them, what about us then? What will happen to us? That fear must be there in us. We have to feel pity for them, and we have to fear for our dear life, right? So that is how Romeo and Juliet remains one of the greatest tragedies, which guides the people throughout the world who are in love with each other, right? What should be done and what should not be done, how it should be done. Right? There were other ways of dealing with the issues, but the way how did they approach their love, how did they approach their ambitions, it was the wrong way, and that wrong way, that wrongdoings resulted into the death, resulted into the tragedy. So that is how I want to conclude my teaching on this lesson, Romeo and Juliet. Now I will wait for you people to ask any questions if you have. Okay. And then tomorrow in my class, I will deal with question and answers, right? I want you people to be active participators. Yeah. Anything else you want me to explain? Please ask me. I will be happy to answer your questions. I will be waiting for your questions. Hope you have understood everything. Any doubts? Illalinga, Geeta, yes sir, yes sir. Okay. What about others? Amit, okay. Lakshmi and Lalita, yes. Sneha, Vinayak, okay, 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 good. I'm getting your answers here. Any doubts? No doubts. Any concepts? Any line? Any word? Any phrase out of both stanzas, both sets, Romeo's dialogue and Juliet's dialogue? Out of these things, anything you want me to ask? Okay. Anyway, I have shared study material in the group. Have you seen? Have you seen their study materials?